and thanks for visiting our website, rebuilderinAbox.com. Today we're going to be rebuilding the AD series, popular on GM trucks and vans. This is the AD 230 size and the AD 244. You can see the differences in the physical sizes of them. Most of the parts for the kits are interchangeable. You can recognize easily that you have an AD 244 by the space in between the two halves. The AD 230 has a thin line where the parts split in half. First thing to do is take a rag, put it around the pulley, set the pulley in the vise, and tighten it up loosely. Then we're going to take two screwdrivers and insert them in the two holes much like the 130D and pry outward. Here you can see the two rectangular holes, and we're just putting screwdrivers down in them and prying outward so that the hook on the bottom of the clips move out and we can raise the top. Same way with the one on the other side. Stick the screwdriver in and pull out on it. Then taking a look underneath, basically it breaks down into three separate components. The voltage regulator here, held on by these three Torx head screws. The brush holder assembly, and the rectifier with the three stator leads coming up. Those need to be unsoldered to tear the thing apart, and that's basically it. Here we see the three stator leads coming up from the stator and soldering to the three leads on the rectifier. You'll notice there's solder from this area to here to there, from the very top of the rectifier to the bottom of the rectifier lead. What we have to do is come in with a pair of wire cuts and snip off as close to the very top of the stator lead that you can that doesn't have solder on it. In other words, at the very bottom of the copper rectifier lead, snip off. Now we need to remove the 7 screws that hold the voltage regulator and the rectifier to the rear frame. You can see we highlight them with yellow paint. These are E5s, Torx head screws. Take them off with an E5 socket. And there's 4 of them that hold the rectifier on, and 3 that hold the voltage regulator on. So take all 7 of those out. You're going to have to pry up on the rectifier with the screwdriver to get it to break loose. And be careful that you don't lose the plastic insulator that's right here. Here's a shot of the bottom side of the rectifier, and that's where that plastic insulator goes on before you put it back together. Also, you'll notice a flat insulator stuck to the bottom of the positive rectifier. You want to peel that off and use that on the new rectifier. Now we're going to remove the plastic insulator and stator wires. We're using a 1/2-inch impact on reverse and a 15/16 socket to take the pulley off. Hold the pulley with a rag. Put the nut back on the shaft so that half the threads on the nut are still showing. Remove the 4 bolts that hold the 2 halves together. You can use a 1/4-inch 6-sided socket. Apply a penetrating oil to the shaft bearing area. Allow the penetrant to work for about 5 minutes. and then hold the alternator by the bottom frames with both hands. We're going to slap the shaft down on the flat part of the vise while holding onto the bottom, pushing down on the bottom frame. Then you can take the pulley nut off and finish taking it apart. Here's the alternator broken into 2 pieces. If this spacer is loose enough to take off, take it off, and remember that the flat side goes out when the shaft's going up in the air. Hold on to the shaft with one hand and tap down on the outer part of the front plate with a ball peen hammer.